The ultimatum. Commander Elena Santos stared at the holographic display floating above the command table of the EDF Resilience. Earth's first true interplanetary warship looked impressive on paper. Fusion drives, rail cannons, and a crew of the finest officers Earth's united military could provide. But compared to what had just appeared at the edge of the solar system, it might as well have been a child's toy boat. 17 vessels, Commander, reported Lieutenant Raj Patel, his voice steady despite the tension. Configuration matches nothing in our database. Energy signatures off the charts. Elena nodded, her dark eyes fixed on the approaching formation. The Earth Defense Fleet had been established just 3 years ago, after humanity's expansion to Mars and the Moon had accelerated. 3 years of funding struggles, political infighting, and technological growing pains. Now it seemed they'd run out of time. All stations to alert status. Notify Earth Command and colonial authorities. First contact protocols are now active, she ordered. Within hours, the alien vessels had positioned themselves in a loose formation near Earth's moon. No aggressive moves, but their position gave them firing solutions on every major human settlement in the system. A textbook show of force. The communication, when it came, was flawless English. Greetings, people of Earth. We are the Galactic Concordat, a union of 37 spacefaring civilizations. We come with peaceful intent and an offer of cultural exchange. The aliens call themselves the Xilari, sleek humanoids with iridescent skin that shifted colors with their emotions. Their ambassador, Vexer Cole, was the picture of diplomatic grace when he met with Earth's hastily assembled first contact team at the Lunar Conference facility. Your species has achieved much in a short time, Cole remarked, his skin pulsing a pleasant blue. Most remarkable. For 2 weeks, the exchange seemed genuine. The Concordat shared limited technological insights, cultural artifacts, and astronomical data. Earth's governments cautiously celebrated this historic moment, though Elena and her security team remained vigilant. It was Dr. Maya Iwamoto, the fleet's xenobiologist, who first noticed the pattern. They're too interested in our oceans, she told Elena during a private briefing. Every question, every research request, it all comes back to Earth's hydrosphere and its composition. Deep scans of the Concordat vessels revealed something troubling. Massive empty storage compartments, enough to hold billions of gallons of liquid. The truth came during the 3rd week. Ambassador Cole requested a private meeting with Earth's Security Council. Elena stood at attention behind the Secretary General as Cole's skin shifted to a cold metallic gray. Your world contains the largest known natural reservoir of structured water in this galactic sector, Cole stated without preamble. Water that contains a quantum biosignature found nowhere else. This resource is vital to the Concordat's continued technological progress. The Secretary General leaned forward. We're certainly open to trade agreements. You misunderstand, interrupted Cole. We require all of it. The silence in the room was deafening. All of Earth's oceans? Asked the Chinese premier, disbelief evident in her voice. The Concordat has determined this is necessary, Cole continued. You will be compensated with technology to sustain your population. Relocation to terraformed worlds can begin immediately. Elena watched the politicians' faces drain of color as understanding dawned. This wasn't negotiation. It was an eviction notice for humanity. The Secretary General found his voice. Ambassador, what you're suggesting would mean the death of our planet. We cannot. This is not a request. Cole's skin now pulsed angry red. You have 14 Earth days to begin evacuation procedures and water extraction. Resistance will be met with immediate action. The Concordat has faced this situation 17 times before. The outcome is inevitable. 3 days later, the moon colony went dark. The attack came without warning. Concordat ships descended on the lunar settlements, their weapons cutting through defensive shields like they weren't there. 30,000 colonists, gone in minutes. From the bridge of the Resilience, Elena watched the footage in horror. This wasn't a negotiation. she said quietly to her executive officer. It was just them telling us how we die. Earth's response was immediate and surprising. Nations that had been adversaries for centuries united overnight. Military commands integrated, scientific resources pooled, and production facilities converted to war footing within days. If humanity was going to die, it would die fighting. They've made a critical error, said General Wei during the Emergency Defense Council. They showed us exactly what they wanted. If they need our oceans intact, they can't simply bombard us from orbit. Elena studied the tactical projections. They'll have to engage in precision operations, ground forces, extraction equipment, which means we can hurt them, concluded Admiral Okafor. Commander Santos, you've studied their technology more closely than anyone. What can we use against them? Elena brought up the analysis her team had been working on continuously since the attack. Their weapons and shields operate on a quantum phase variance we've never seen before. But there's an anomaly in how they process electromagnetic energy. A weakness? Asked the Admiral. Maybe, Elena replied cautiously. Their systems seem to filter out what they consider noise, random fluctuations in the EM spectrum. It's efficient, but it means they systematically ignore data they deem irrelevant. Dr. Iwamoto stepped forward. It's like they've optimized their technology so completely that they've created blind spots. They ignore what they don't expect to see. Can we exploit this? General Wei asked. Elena allowed herself the smallest smile. We've already started. Operation Thunderstrike is ready for your approval. As the Concordat ships moved into position around Earth, preparing for their resource extraction, they'd never detected the thousands of small, primitive craft being assembled in hidden locations around the globe. The Concordat sensors, tuned to detect advanced energy signatures, completely overlooked the decidedly low-tech approach humanity had embraced. The Council approved Operation Thunderstrike unanimously. Humanity would have one chance to show the galaxy exactly what humans could do when pushed to the edge. The RESPOENS. Operation Thunderstrike began at dawn, Greenwich Mean Time. 5,000 modified civilian aircraft, retrofitted with experimental electromagnetic pulse generators, launched simultaneously from airfields around the world. They were followed by every functional military aircraft Earth possessed, carrying payloads specifically designed based on Dr. Iwamoto's research. The Concordat ships didn't react until the human swarm was practically on top of them. Their targeting systems, designed to track advanced propulsion signatures, struggled to lock onto the deliberately erratic flight patterns of Earth's defenders. On the bridge of the Resilience, positioned just beyond the Moon's orbit, Elena watched the first phase unfold. They're confused, Lieutenant Puddle reported, a hint of satisfaction in his voice. Their formation is breaking up. The EMP bursts hit the Concordat ships in rolling waves. Most dissipated harmlessly against alien shields, but the sheer number and frequency created the effect Elena had gambled on, sensory overload. The Concordat ship's systems, programmed to filter out noise, were being bombarded with so much of it that their filters were failing. Phase 2, Elena ordered. From hidden launch sites in the Gobi Desert, Amazon Basin, and Australian outback, humanity's remaining orbital rockets launched carrying a payload developed in a feverish collaboration between the world's leading quantum physicists. They called it the Harmony Disruptor, a device that generated frequencies that matched the Concordat's quantum phase technology, but with deliberate imperfections. When the disruptors activated, 3 Concordat ships simply shut down, their systems unable to resolve the conflicting signals. They dropped from orbit like stones, burning up in Earth's atmosphere. Ambassador Cole's furious transmission came through on all frequencies. This primitive resistance will only increase your suffering. You cannot hope to. Elena cut the transmission. He's stalling. They're regrouping. The Concordat's remaining ships rallied, adapting to the human tactics. A devastating counterattack destroyed 40% of Earth's airborne forces in minutes. Ground-based defensive systems activated as Concordat landing craft began their descent toward strategic locations near Earth's major oceans. "They're adapting faster than we predicted," Dr. Iwamoto warned. "The disruptors won't work a second time." Elena nodded grimly. "Then we move to Phase 3 ahead of schedule. All units, execute Protocol Omega. Across Earth and in hidden bases throughout the solar system, humanity played its final card. For decades, nations had secretly orbited nuclear weapons despite treaties banning them. Now those weapons have been modified with the same quantum phase technology reverse-engineered from Concordat communications. Simultaneously, the 10 remaining ships of Earth's defense fleet, including the Resilience, engaged their experimental drives and accelerated toward Jupiter at speeds no human vessel had ever attempted. The Concordat fleet split, half remaining to secure Earth, half pursuing the fleeing human ships, exactly as Elena had planned. "They're following us," she confirmed as the massive gas giant loomed larger in their view screens. "All ships, maintain formation and prepare for gravitational slingshot on my mark." The maneuver was dangerously precise. The human ships swung around Jupiter's enormous gravity well, using it to accelerate to velocities that stressed their hulls to the breaking point. The pursuing Concordat vessels, with their superior technology, easily kept pace. Phase shift in 3, 2, 1, mark. The Resilience and her sister ships activated their secret weapon, quantum beacons that precisely matched the frequency of the weapons Earth had just launched toward the Concordat ships left behind. The Concordat pursuers, detecting the quantum signatures, automatically synchronized their systems as per their protocols. Their shields harmonized to the transmitted frequency, just as hundreds of modified nuclear weapons detonated against the shields of their counterparts back at Earth. The energy cascade traveled through the quantum connection, bypassing the Jupiter fleet's shields completely. 7 Concordat vessels were destroyed instantly. At Earth, the remaining Concordat ships found themselves under attack from a weapon they couldn't comprehend: human unpredictability. Military forces using constantly changing tactics, civilians turning everyday technologies into weapons, and a level of sacrifice the Concordat had never encountered. "They're retreating," reported Lieutenant Patel, disbelief in his voice. "All remaining Concordat vessels are breaking orbit." Elena allowed herself a moment to close her eyes. They'd won, but at a terrible cost. Millions dead, infrastructure devastated, and the revelation that humanity was part of a galaxy far more dangerous than they had imagined. 3 days later, a single Concordat vessel returned under a flag of truce. Not Ambassador Cole, but a new representative, Supreme Arbiter Xen of the Concordat Council. In 17 previous encounters, the Arbiter stated to the assembled leaders of Earth, "No species has chosen total war over submission. No species has utilized such creativity in its resistance. No species has sacrificed so much to maintain its sovereignty." The Arbiter's skin shifted to a deep purple that humans would later learn indicated profound respect. "The Concordat withdraws its claim to Earth's resources. Furthermore, we extend an invitation not to join the Concordat as subjects, but as equals. Your perspective is valuable." In the years that followed, humanity rebuilt and expanded throughout the solar system. The Earth Defense Fleet grew, incorporating modified Concordat technology, but always maintaining distinctive human approaches to problems. Commander Elena Santos, promoted to Admiral, oversaw the establishment of Earth's first extrasolar colonies. The galaxy had learned an important lesson about humans. When pushed to the edge, they didn't break. They evolved, adapted, and fought back with everything they had. As for the Concordat, they added a new protocol to their first contact procedures. Approach with extreme caution any species that has spent its evolutionary history fighting itself. They may have qualities you've never encountered before, and they just might surprise you.